On November 18, 1952, deep in the skies near the Soviet border, an American pilot was about to face the fight of his life. Lieutenant Elmer Royce Williams, flying an F-9F Panther, was tasked with intercepting enemy MiG-15s. What seemed like a routine mission would soon become a battle for survival. As the jets raced into enemy airspace, Williams and his wingmen found themselves outnumbered 7-2. The skies would soon explode in a deadly dogfight, and Williams would have to rely on his nerves, skills, and instincts to survive.
As the enemy MiGs closed in from all directions, the battle began. Lieutenant Elmer Royce Williams and his wingmen were quickly thrust into a furious dogfight, twisting and turning through the dense clouds of the Korean sky. The roar of engines was deafening, and missiles and bullets flew in every direction, cutting through the air as the jets danced in deadly choreography. Williams expertly dodged incoming fire with quick, sharp maneuvers, narrowly escaping enemy missiles that streaked past him. The MiG-15s, with their superior speed and agility, proved a formidable opponent, but Williams' training, skill, and nerves of steel kicked in. He remained calm under pressure, locking onto one MiG after another, firing his guns, and watching as each enemy jet fell from the sky, spiraling toward the earth in fiery plumes of smoke. But the battle was far from over. With his wingmen forced to retreat due to mechanical failure, Williams was left alone, outnumbered, and facing 6 MiG-15s. The odds were stacked against him, but Williams was determined to hold his ground. The pressure was immense, yet he kept his focus, engaging with the remaining MiGs as they swarmed around him like a pack of predators. The speed and violence of the dogfight pushed both the planes and their pilots to their limits. Every second felt like an eternity, every move crucial. After taking several hits, Williams' aircraft was severely damaged. The F-9F Panther, once a sleek, powerful machine, now groaned under the strain, its fuselage riddled with bullet holes. Warning lights began flashing on his control panel, signaling a catastrophic loss of critical systems, including the rudder and hydraulics. The aircraft was struggling to stay in the air, its stability severely compromised. With a sinking feeling, Williams realized that his plane was now a sitting duck. His chances of winning the battle were slim, but survival was his primary concern. He had to make a split-second decision: continue the fight and risk everything, or attempt a dangerous emergency landing and hope the damage didn't cost him his life. Williams knew that the enemy MiGs were still hot on his tail, their engines roaring as they closed in for another attack. Yet there was no time to waste. With his heart pounding, he turned his attention to the USS Oriskany, the carrier that represented his only hope for survival. The ship was miles away, but it was the only place that could offer him a chance. His aircraft was barely staying in the air, but Williams steeled himself for the most challenging part of the mission. Getting back to the carrier base, he made his way back toward the carrier. Every moment felt like an eternity. The sky seemed to stretch out endlessly, and the pressure mounted with each passing second. The USS Oriskany turned into the wind, its crew working frantically to assist with his emergency landing. But with no rudder or flaps and a rapidly descending plane, the landing would be anything but routine. The deck crew on the carrier knew what was at stake. This was no ordinary landing. It was a life or death scenario. They prepared themselves for the worst, knowing that this could be the most dangerous landing in the history of the Oriskany. Williams fought to maintain control of the aircraft as he navigated the final approach. His hands were sweating, his mind laser-focused, But there was no turning back now. With the Oriskany in sight, Williams began his descent toward the carrier deck. The ship's crew watched anxiously as his damaged F-9F Panther came in low and fast, the aircraft shaking violently under the strain of the broken systems. The roar of the engines and the rush of wind filled Williams' ears as he lined up with the carrier's flight deck. With one final, steady pull of the control stick, Williams aimed the plane toward the arrestor cables, praying for a perfect landing. His heart raced as the deck crew held their breath. As his aircraft touched down, the third arrestor cable caught the tail hook, bringing the plane to a sudden, miraculous stop. There was a moment of stunned silence, followed by an eruption of cheers from the crew. Against all odds, Williams had made a successful landing. Alive, his mission accomplished, and the battle won. His skill, precision, and sheer willpower had turned what seemed like an impossible mission into a miraculous survival. In the aftermath, the full details of the mission were kept secret. To avoid escalating tensions with the Soviet Union during the Cold War, all records of the battle were classified, and references to the Soviet pilots were scrubbed from official reports. For decades, the heroism of Lieutenant Elmer Royce Williams remained hidden from the world. He received the Silver Star for his bravery, but the true extent of his courage and the gravity of his actions were kept out of the public eye. It wasn't until 2022, more than 50 years later, that the full story was finally revealed, and Williams was posthumously awarded the Navy Cross, the highest honor for his extraordinary bravery under fire. For more than 5 decades, the world did not know the full story of Lieutenant Elmer Royce Williams. But now his legacy as one of the most courageous pilots of the Korean War would be forever etched in history. Lieutenant Elmer Royce Williams wasn't just a pilot. He was a symbol of courage, determination, and selflessness in the face of overwhelming odds. His actions that day serve as an inspiration to all who face seemingly impossible challenges. His bravery in the skies above the Korean peninsula that fateful day would be remembered for generations to come. A true hero whose legacy will never be forgotten, Lieutenant Williams' story is one of honor, resilience, and the kind of bravery that transcends time.